Welcome, my children. What a lovely day it is today. Yes, it is me, the Pope. Peace be with all of you on this glorious day, full of light and love and Jesus. Sorry, I don't know what that, but moving on. I am here today to talk to all of you about everyone's favorite religion, Catholicism. Yeah! Don't worry, we won't be getting into all of that, controversial historical stuff. No. We're just here today to cover the absolute unquestionable basics. The Catholic Church, me, believes that Earth and everything on it was created by God, our one true Lord and Savior. And since God is objectively good above all, we as his children have an innate duty to lead good and moral lives. The Church also believes in a little thing called heaven and hell. If you lead a virtuous life here on earth, then when you die, you will ascend to heaven to live with God and all the angels in eternal paradise. However, if you lead a sinful life when you die, you will be damned forever to suffer in the pits of hell. On a lighter note, candles! We Catholics love candles. They're often lit during services in remembrance or to represent the holy light of God, or in certain instances, for saints like Dolly Parton. The wax melts, then combines with oxygen to produce the heat and light you see when it's lit. But if you've heard of Catholics, then you've probably seen one of these before. A cross, or a crucifix as it's sometimes referred to. So, what is it? Why do Catholics wear these fun little lowercase t's everywhere? What does it mean? The cross, or the crucifix, represents the death of Jesus Christ, whom we Catholics believe was the Son of God, sent here to help humanity thousands of years ago. Here is the story of Jesus, as it is taught in the Catholic Church. Jesus was born a poor carpenter's son in Bethlehem, after his mother became pregnant via, get this, God. When he was a young man, Jesus accepted his holy mission and began traveling the land, spreading the word of the Lord. He traveled to many places and helping many people along the way, spreading the good word along the way and making many converts. Eventually, though, he was crucified by the Roman army for not sharing in their religious beliefs. Wow. Can you imagine persecuting someone for not having the same religious beliefs as you? Yeah, who are you? What? I'm a Satanist. Well, wait your turn. I'm not even done telling this impressionable audience about the wonders of Jesus yet. No, go ahead. Finish. I've got all the time in the world. Anyways, Catholics see Jesus as our hero, and we wear the cross to honor his suffering. Okay, changed my mind. You've had enough time. Wait, poof! Greetings, little imps and implings. What a dark day to worship our dark lord, Satan. Get ready to throw some virgins into volcanoes and eat some babies. Now, I want you to completely forget everything that guy in his ridiculous hat just said, okay? Get it out of your head. Good? Great. Because, shockingly enough, I don't look like that. But I am a Satanist, a modern one, at least. Let me explain. Most modern Satanists practice something called atheistic Satanism, meaning we don't believe in any higher or lower power, no God, no Satan, no anything at all. There are, however, 7 satanic fundamental tenets. These evil rules lay out the nature of the world and state that all Satanists must strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. And that one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. The freedom of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit. Okay, so these are just actually just cool rules that are good to follow or just acceptably true. So if not worship Satan, then what do Satanists actually do? I hear you ask through the screen. The official Satanic Temple website states, the mission of the Satanic Temple is to encourage benevolence and empathy, reject tyrannical authority, advocate practical common sense, oppose injustice, and undertake noble pursuits. So in place of official spiritual beliefs or practices, members of the temple are encouraged to advocate for positive world change. Since the temple believes that the fight for justice is always ongoing and must be fought, every member of the temple is expected to take on their own journey and participate in the fight for world justice. Joining the temple acts as accepting the call. For example, members of the Satanic Temple of Texas had been advocating for change with their Protect Children project, which advocates for the physical and religious rights of school children. There are member-run satanic abortion clinics all over the country. The temple's sober faction helps members who may be struggling with addiction. It's really an amazing community. Modern Satanism is still a religion, and in fact, the temple is constantly advocating for better representation for its members. But part of the thing that really sets it apart from other religions is how little pressure there is in Satanism to conform. To be a modern Satanist, you can lean as much or as little into the spiritual side of things as you want. You can go to all of your local meetings, or you can go to none of them. You can join online. You don't have to live anywhere or go anywhere. To be a modern Satanist, you just have to say or believe that you are a Satanist and abide by the temple's moral beliefs. Some Satanists lean quite a bit into things like alchemy, since historically it and the religion have long been related. There are even some alchemical symbols that have roots in Satanism, even though those mostly come from the Church of Satan rather than the Satanic Temple. Though, again, most modern Satanists hold very little belief in the spiritual and therefore very little belief in alchemy. So, oh, you're back. Yeah, I got some holy water, but I don't think that's gonna do anything. Yeah, but let me get this straight. The Satanic Temple isn't anti-Christian? No, we're not anti-anything besides injustice and bigotry. So when people, or we talk about like these crazy cannibalistic Satan worshippers, where does that image come from? Well, partly myth, partly propaganda, partly the Church of Satan, which I mentioned earlier. They're a very, very different organization than TST. We believe they were formed in the early 19th century, though that might have just been when records of them started being kept. Not much is known or confirmed about the Church of Satan's practices, but they are or were likely much, much less ethical than what we've covered so far, and the Temple of Satan has made it very clear that the two do not associate. And again, the Church of Satan is very much inactive today. Oh. Yeah. So, where do we go from here? Yeah.